Hi guys, so I'm here today with Glynn Calvert from Pi Training or Pi Trading. Hi Glynn, thanks for agreeing to have a word with me this afternoon. How you doing?
Very well, thanks, Graham. Are you?
Yeah, all good here. Now I know that because we had a conversation the other day on the phone about pensions, and it kind of got me to thinking that I know a lot of people are disappointed with their pensions because I am myself. I stopped paying into mine years ago because I remember one year I got my pension statement through and it was less than the previous year, and that's when I stopped paying into it. So don't know, have you got any thoughts on that?
Well, yes, Graham, that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon because your pension, is broadly invested in the equity market. And as you get older, part of that money is invested in the bond market, which produces a very low return, but is considered more safe than the ups and downs of equity values. But if the market does fall, then sure enough, your total value of your fund falls, but your charges still remain the same because they're not charges aren't a percentage of your growth. Charges are simply the fact that they are supposedly managing your money for you. Interestingly enough, Graham, I looked at something very recently. A friend of mine showed me his pension. He'd got £48,000, which is just a little less than the national average, and he was disgusted with it. It had grown over the year a little over 1,000. His charges on that were over £500. So it gave him a net figure of a growth of just over 600. It meant his charges were 45% of the growth in his fund. And it's a derisory
That's ridiculous.
growth.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, the total growth was, a little over 1,000 on 48,000. And when you can work the percentages out there, it's derisory. And the charges are astronomical. And this is what people are finding, Graham.
And on this statement every year, it tells you a estimate of what that would be paying you monthly when you come to
Exactly.
retire. And my figure was just that wouldn't even cover my Sainsbury's bill, let alone anything else. So yeah. I mean, what's the alternative though? What should people be doing instead of?
Well, people should start and take an active interest in their future financial wealth, and how are they going to manage. They should question how are they going to manage on the amount of money that the pension funds are going to provide them with, and look at it in today's prices. You're looking at a few pounds per day, and say, could I manage on a few pounds per day? We all know the answer to that, without rubbing our noses in it. But the reality is, take some responsibility for your financial future. Get your head out of the sand. There's no point in being an ostrich. What you have to look at is, what are the alternatives, and what kind of return will those alternatives produce for you?
And so this is where we link this nicely with Pi, obviously.
Well, first and foremost, you are taking over responsibility of your own cash, and therefore you are not paying a fund manager for supposedly managing your funds. And in the instance I've just quoted you, taking nearly 45% of the fund's performance, which left him with just over £600 profit on 48,000 for a year. But the point about it is that with a little knowledge and training, the returns that you can make outstrip the performance of your pension many fold, several hundred times more.
So what sort of percent return could someone, so this guy with his 48 grand, what sort of percent return could he expect to receive using it with Pi?
Well, it's just simply look at the website. You'll see interviews on the website, which is profitableinvestmenteducation.com. There's videos of people speaking of what they've actually returned. The return is variable because it's to do with the ups and downs of the market, but it's commonplace for people to making 20% and sometimes more.
Which is obviously massively better than you're going to get from your pension fund manager.
Exactly, and of course he's charging you for it, or sticking it in a bank where you're going to get, maximum 1.5 to 2% if you're lucky.
So what's involved then with doing PI? Because I know with the pension it's just direct debit. You don't have to do anything at all. You're saying about getting involved and taking care of it yourself, but a lot of people don't have time, do they? So what? How much time is involved?
Well, there's very little time, and we quote it as 10 minutes a month, but in actual fact, it doesn't take 10 minutes to press a button on your computer platform, which means you're either entering or exiting a trade. You're pressing one button. The reality is you need some knowledge base to know when to enter, when to exit, and what to enter. And that is where the training comes in. There's a bit about that on a video on the PI, PI being short for Profitable Investment Education. I have to keep banging on about education. People learn how to manage your own affairs and not be paying someone else for it year on year on year. The time, anybody can find 10 minutes a month, Graham. It doesn't need to be affecting your work. You could do it in your coffee break, tea break, lunch break, in the morning before you go to work, in the evening when you come home from work. It's nothing to find 10 minutes a month.
And is it? Do you have to watch it every day, or can you just look at it monthly?
Yeah, no, it doesn't require you to watch the market on a daily basis at all. You can obviously you'll take an interest just in the same way as you do with the value of your home when other people on your street are selling their home. Gives you a feel for the prices, but it's not something you do on a daily basis. We can do it on a weekly basis.
You said that the returns vary depending on the volatility or the liquidity of the market.
Yeah.
Is it a liquid market?
Yes, it's a highly liquid market, Graham. If you count the amount of contracts in the market on any given day, it's over 200,000 contracts.
And is it difficult to learn?
No. There's you can download to your computer the training, so you don't have to even travel to our training days. Or if you want to meet us and come to a live training day, we do them in London and in Yorkshire, and you're most welcome to come along to the live training days.
So if you're trading with PI, is your money tied up like it is in a pension?
No, you can come out of any trade at any time. Any trade at any time when the stock market is open. So you can enter a trade 1 minute, you can exit it the next minute. The only thing that's tied up will be your margin requirement. And as soon as the trade is closed, then the margin requirement is free. So I always say, if you blow your motor car engine up and you need a new engine for your motor car, you can simply close the trade, take the money out of your account, buy yourself a new engine, and then when you built up your account again, you can re-enter the market. It is that flexible. You can use it almost like a bank account. And bear in mind that you are receiving premium here. You're not buying anything. You are actually underwriting a position, so you are receiving premium. So you're not laying money out to receive premium. A simple way to look at this, Graham, is think of your motor car insurance. What does the motor car insurer provide you with for the money you have sent them? They provide you with a letter confirming the contract. So there's more people paying in than there are people having accidents, and that's the whole way that the insurance industry works. Yeah. So they're constantly receiving premium, and a small proportion of their payers do have accidents in which they pay out. So we are constantly receiving premium, and for that premium, we actually have a given amount of margin in the market, which is controllable by yourself.
But is there a point where you would have to pay out, like in your example with the car?
No, there's not a point where we have to pay out. That's all kept taken care of in the training, and we show people how to avoid that situation.
So you just get paid monthly, or however often you want to trade?
Or however often you want to trade. It's possible to trade weekly in some markets. Some people spread the trades over longer term, 2 or 3 months. That way they get paid more up front. Yeah, the beauty of it is being paid up front really works nicely for people. They know what they're going to get and they know when they're going to get it.
Okay, that's great. So if people want more information, where should they go?
Well, we recommend that people look at the website, obviously, and I've tried to get that in. And then they can call me on my mobile number. Graham, do you want me to speak it over?
Yeah, why not?
My mobile number is 07 905 906 399. Call me anytime, including weekends, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. I will answer any questions they may have, and there is no hard selling. They either want to learn how to manage their own money or they don't.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Glynn.